Good afternoon, all. Welcome to the lecture of Advanced Discrete Mathematics. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Previous lecture we have studied how to draw a Hasse diagram from given coset. Okay. And today we have to see how to construct a Hasse diagram from the directed graph. Before going to this concept, we will see first what is a directed graph. Okay. First, let us see what is a directed graph. If the edges, we know what is a graph. Graph is a set which consists of two sets. That is, it is a collection of vertices and edges. Okay, and if the edges are directed in a graph, directed in a graph, then a graph is called as a directed graph. Then a graph is called a directed graph. Okay, for example, suppose there are four vertices in a graph v1, v2, v3 and v4, and these are the edges which are incident on these vertices. Suppose this will be edge e1, this will be e2, e3, and this will be some e4. Okay, so this will be a graph G with vertex set V and edge set E. Vertex set contains four vertices v1, v2, v3, e4, and edge set contains again four edges e1, e2, e3 and e4. Now this graph becomes a directed graph whenever these edges have a direction in such. If the edges have a direction, then such a graph is called as a directed graph. Okay, now let us see what is a loop. An edge whose end vertices whose end vertices are same is called an loop. Okay, what is a loop? It is an edge having end vertices are same. It means it is travel from same vertex to itself. For example, if suppose there is some edge v1, vertex v2 and vertex v3, and this will be edge e1, this will be e2, this will be e3. Now here there is no edge among these three edges e1, e2, e3, which travels the same point to itself. If we take e4 as, this will be an edge e4, its end vertices are same. Since v1 is the starting and end vertex of edge e4, then such a edge is called as a loop. Here e4 is only the loop. Okay, since e1 is an edge having end vertices are v1, v2, and v1 is not equal to v2. Similarly, e2 has two end vertices v1 and v3, and these are two are not same. Similarly for e3 also, but e4 is an edge having end vertices are same, so e4 is a loop, which is just by the definition of loop. Okay, yes, कुणाला काही डाऊट आहे दोन डेफिनेशन मध्ये?
सर लूप अजून एकदा एक्सप्लेन करा.
Yes, loop is an edge having end vertices are same. म्हणजे लूप म्हणजे एक अशी एज आहे जी एका पॉइंट पासून स्टार्ट होऊन तिथं एंड होईल. ठीक आहे, म्हणजे E1 एज जर घेतला तुम्ही, E1 एजला दोन एंड आहेत, एक V1 आणखी दुसरी V2, पण बाय डेफिनेशन ऑफ लूप एंड वर्टासेस माझे सेम पाहिजे. इथं सेम नाही आहे, त्यामुळे E1 लूप नाही आहे. सिमिलरली E2 and E3 have the end vertices which are different. Therefore, E2 and E3 are not a loop, but E4 is an edge having the starting vertex will be V1 and end vertex is again V1. It means E4 is an edge which travels from same vertex to itself. Therefore, E4 is a loop. फक्त लूप म्हणजे असली एज असेल जे सेम पॉइंट पासून स्टार्ट होईल तिथंच एंड होईल. ठीक आहे. लूप क्लियर है का डाउट है?
क्लियर है सर.
Okay. Okay, now the next concept is nothing but how to construct a Hasse diagram from the directed. Constructing Hasse diagram. Okay, in this method, here we discuss a procedure to obtain a Hasse diagram. Diagram from a directed graph of a partial order relation. Okay. Now, and we know that what is a partial order relation? We know that partial order relation is a reflexive partial order relation is reflexive, and hence its directed graph has a loop at each vertex. Has a loop on each vertex in the diagram. Okay. Now, consequently, these loops can be dropped from the directed graph, can be dropped from the directed graph of a partial order relation of a partial order relation, since they must be present. Must be present. Again, the partial order relation is transitive because a partial ordering is transitive. So the edges showing the edges showing the implied transitivity can be removed from the diagram. Now, if we assume that all the edges are pointing upwards, pointing upwards, then we do not have to show the direction. Direction of the edges in a given direction. directed graph. In general, we can represent a partial ordering on a finite set using the following procedure. Okay, let us see how to construct a Hasse diagram from a given partial order relation and the directed graph of that partial order relation. Start with start with a directed graph of our given relation of the relation. Just we have to take the directed graph. Then we have to remove all the loops from that directed graph. Second one, remove the loops at all the vertices. At all the vertices. That is, if suppose there is a vertex A and having loop, and this will be some direction, then we have to remove this loop. Then it becomes only a dot. Okay, that is, this one becomes only a single dot. Now in third step, if A is related to B, then B must appear above the element A. So B appear above the element A, and an element A is small a is connected to the element B. To element B by an edge with arrows pointing upwards. And now here we have to remove all those arrows. Remove all the arrows. Okay, if suppose we have two element A and B in a given set and A is related to B, then B must appear above the element A, and by the definition of Hasse diagram, we have to connect all those elements if they are related to each other, and there is an one line joining between these two elements, and as A is related to B, then B must be appear above the element A. So here there is no need to show the direction. Always B is some higher level than this element A. So just here we have to remove the direction. For example, if suppose here somewhere is element B and here is somewhere element A, and there is an edge joining between these two vertices, and this will be a direction, then this will be obviously true. Hence this one becomes, here is element B and here is element A. So just here we have to remove the direction from our given edges. Okay, this will be a third step. Now the last one is nothing but remove all edges whose existence is implied by the transitive property. That is, if A is related to B and B is related to C, then A must be related to C. That is, if suppose there is an edge joining between A and B and edge joining between B and C, then there is no need to join A and C separately, since by transitive property they must be joined to each other. Okay, for example, suppose here will be element C, here will be B, and this will be some A. And suppose here is the direction given, A to B and B to C, and also A is related to C. Then here we have to remove the edge from A to C and all the arrows. This will be A, this will be B, and this will be C. Now, as the given relation will be a partial order relation, then it holds the reflexive, transitive, and antisymmetric property. So A and C must be related by the transitive property. A is related to B is related to C, then A must be related to C. Here there is no need to show separately that A is related to C. So here we have to remove this one, A, this edge with these arrows, and then it becomes this one. Okay, so in this way we can construct a Hasse diagram from given directed graph of a partial order रिलेशन. ओके, कुणाला काही डाऊट मेथड मध्ये? येस, आवाज येते ना माझं? हा, कुणाला काही डाऊट असेल तर सांगा, नाही तर मग आपण एक्झाम्पल घेऊ. काही नाही, फक्त पार्शल ऑर्डर रिलेशन दिलं आहे, त्याच्यावरून तुम्हाला डायरेक्टेड ग्राफ काढावा लागेल किंवा काही वेळेला दिलेलं असेल. जे काही डायरेक्टेड ग्राफ आहे, दिलेलं रिलेशन पार्शल ऑर्डर रिलेशन आहे, म्हणजे प्रत्येक एलिमेंट हा स्वतःशी रिलेटेड असेल. स्वतःशी रिलेटेड आहे याचा अर्थ प्रत्येक व्हर्टेक्सला तुम्हाला एक लूप मिळेल. प्रत्येकाला लूप आहे याचा अर्थ तिथं वेगळ्याने दाखवायची काही गरज नाही, कारण प्रत्येकाकडे ती प्रॉपर्टी आहे. प्रत्येकाला लूप आहे, सो फक्त आपल्याला ते जे काही लूप असतील तेवढे काढून टाकायचे. दुसऱ्यामध्ये काय करायचं आहे, if suppose an element A is related to B, as A is related to B, then B is somewhere at higher level than the element A, and these two vertices are joined by an edge, and there is a direction in between these two vertices A and B. As A is related to B, then the direction is from A to B, and this will be true for any AB belonging to our given set. So here there is no need to again give a direction, since as A is related to B, then B must be at some higher level than A. So here we have to remove the direction from our given directed graph. Now from in the last step, the given relation will be as transitive. Therefore, as A is related to B and B is related to C, then A must be related to C. So there is no need to show separately that there is an edge joining between the elements A and C. Since as A is related to B and B is related to C, then A must be related to C by the transitive property of a given partial order relation. So here in last step we have to remove all such edges whose existence is implied transitive property, and all these arrows which are incident on these vertices, that one we have to remove, and then finally we will get our required Hasse diagram. ठीक है? Now if suppose we have to recover our directed graph from a given partial order relation. Okay, that is, if suppose we have to recover a directed graph from our given Hasse diagram of the partial order relation, then there are some steps to recover that directed graph. Let us see. To recover the directed graph of a partial order relation from the Hasse diagram, the following procedure can be used. First one, reinsert insert the direction makers on the arrows making all arrows point upward. In first step, we have to insert the direction makers. In second one, add a loop at each vertex. Add loop at each vertex. And in third one, for each sequence of pointing edges, pointing edges from one point to a second point and to a third point. Add an edge from first to the third point. First to the third point pointing upwards. Sorry, first to third point towards the third point. Okay, so how to recover our directed graph from a given from Hasse diagram? In first step, we have to reinsert the direction makers which are pointing upwards. In second step, we have to add a loop at each vertex of a given Hasse diagram, and in third one we have to add, if since we have removed here a transitive property, that is if A is related to B and B is related to C, then we have removed an edge joining from A to C, and we have to reinsert that edge joining from element A to C. If C is at some higher level, then we have to give a direction from A to C. Then finally we will get our required directed from a given Hasse diagram. Let us see the example. Draw a Hasse diagram. Draw a Hasse diagram from the directed graph G, from the directed graph G for a partial order relation, for a partial order relation on a set capital A having elements of 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here we have given a Hasse diagram, and from that, sorry, directed graph, and from that one we have to construct a Hasse diagram. Here somewhere is an element 1 and there is a loop at element 1. Here somewhere is element 3, element 4 and element 2, and there is an edge joining from 3 to 4 pointing towards 4, edge joining from 3 to 2 again pointing towards 2, edge joining from 1 to 3, sorry, 3 to 1 and 1 to 2, and this will be from in this direction. Okay, so this will be a directed graph of our given partial order relation. And by using the previous method, we have to construct a Hasse diagram from this directed graph. In first step, we have to remove all the loops on each vertices. Then the given corresponding graph becomes solution. First, remove all the loops. First, remove loops on the vertices. Okay. Now, so becomes here is 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here will be a direction from 3 to 4, 3 to 1, 1 to 4, and 3 to 2. Now, it we have to use the definition. Okay, the direction is given from 3 to 1. Then 3 is related to 1. It means 1 is some at a higher level than the element 3. And 1 is related to 4. And 1 is related to 4. It means 4 is at some higher level than 1 in the Hasse diagram. 3 is related to 1, 1 is related to 4. Then 3 must be related to 4. Then there is no need to show there is an edge joining from 3 to 4 separately. So we will remove this edge. Since 3 is related to 1, 1 is related to 4, then 3 must be related to 4. So there is no need to show the edge joining from 3 to 4. By transitive property, this will be obviously true. So now this diagram becomes, here is 3, 4, 1, 2. 3 is related to 1. Okay. And this 1 is related to 4. And 3 is related to 2. Okay. So this will be our given diagram. Now as 1 is related to 4, then we have to put this 4 at some higher level. Here is 3, here is 1, and here somewhere is our element 4. And here it's 2. Okay. Now in last step, we have to remove all the edges. Since as 3 is related to 1, then 1 must be at some higher level. 1 is related to 4, then 4 must be at some higher level than 1. And 3 is related to 2, then it must be at some higher level than the element 3. Now our given directed graph becomes a Hasse diagram if we remove all the arrows. 3, 1, 4, and 2. And just show the edge joining between these vertices. And this will be our required assay. This will be a required assay diagram. Okay. So in this way, we can construct a Hasse diagram from our given partial order relation and its directed graph. Yes, Kunal, काही doubt on it?
No, sir.
Okay, now you suppose we have to recover a directed graph from this Hasse diagram. So just in first step, we have to add the arrows on each edges. As 3 is related to 1, then this will be an edge joining between this 1 to 3, and this will be a direction. 1 is related to 4, then its edge joining between these two will be this one. And 3 is related to 2. It means 2 is at some higher level than 3. Then the edge joining is from 3 to 2. So this will be our required arrows. Now in second step, we have to add a loop on each vertex. Then it becomes, here will be 3, here will be 1, here we will write somewhere 4, 4, 3, 1, and 2. And here is the loop of this element 2. And now 3 is related to 1, 1 is related to 4, and 3 is related to 2. Okay, now in last step, 3 is related to 1 is related to 4, then 3 must be related to 4. Just we have to add the age from 3 to 4. So in finally 3 to 1, this will be loops. 1 to 4, and finally 3 to 4. And there is no transitive property in between the remaining elements, since 3 is related to 1 but 1 is not related to 2. So there is no edge joining from 3 to 2 by transitive property. Okay, so in this way we can construct our given directed graph from a Hasse diagram. Okay, now the next example, describe the ordered pairs in the relation determined by the Hasse diagram Hasse diagram of a poset capital A with relation precedes on the set capital A having 4 elements 1, 2, 3 and 4, and its corresponding diagram, Hasse diagrams will be, this will be an element 3, 2, 1, 4, and second will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have to construct find out the ordered pairs in the given poset. Okay, now first we will solve the first one, solution of A. Since the relation on set capital A is a partial order, it's a partial order, it means it holds the reflexive property. So it contains all the reflexive pairs, that is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and 4, 4. Since the given relation is a partial order relation, then it must hold the 3 conditions: reflexive, antisymmetric, and transitive property. Okay, as we have given, the relation will be a partial order on the set A, and set A contains 4 elements 1, 2, 3, 4. So by the reflexive property, these are the ordered pairs which are the members of our given set. Okay, now from the, this one is a Hasse diagram and 1 is related to 3, it means there is an edge joining between 1 to 3 and this will be a pointing upwards, that is there is an edge direction from 1 to 3. Similarly, edge joining from 2 to 3 and 3 to 4. So by this property, the ordered pairs which are the members of our given set will be are nothing but 1, 3, 2, 3 and 3, 4. These are also the members of our given partial order relation. Okay, now by the transitive property, 1 is related to 3, 3 is related to 4, then 4 must be a member of our given partial order. Similarly, 2 is related to 3, 3 is related to 4, then 2, 4 is also a member. Therefore, again there are 2 ordered pairs 1 and 4 and 2, 4, which are also the members of our given partial order relation. Now finally, we will get our total number of the order pairs in the given relation, and that one are nothing but 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1 4 and 2 4. Okay, so in this way we can find out our total number of ordered pairs in a given partial order relation. Okay, now tell me the number of ordered pairs in the second partial order relation B. What are the ordered pairs which are belonging to our partial ordered set? Yes. Yes. खूप अवघड आहे का? पार्शल ऑर्डर रिलेशन काय आहे तुम्हाला माहिती आहे? पार्शल ऑर्डर रिलेशन असेल तर तो तीन प्रॉपर्टी सॅटिस्फाय करेल. जर ते तीन प्रॉपर्टी सॅटिस्फाय करत असेल तर हास्य डायग्राम कसं कन्स्ट्रक्ट करायचं आहे माहिती आहे. हास्य डायग्राम आपल्याकडे ऑलरेडी दिली आहे. हास्य डायग्रामवरून फक्त इतकंच सांगायचं आहे की त्या पार्शल ऑर्डर सेटमध्ये किती ऑर्डर पेअर येतील आणि किती कोणते असतील.
1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 1 3 1
Yes,
4
as
2 3 2 4.
1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4. This one from reflexive property. Now next one
1 3 1 4.
1 3 1 4. Yes. Next
2
5
3 2
kids.
4.
2 3 2 4. झाले का?
1 2 पण येणार सर.
नक्की का? 1 2 येईल का नाही?
येस सर. 3
Yes.
4.
3 4.
झाले का आहेत? येस, इतकेच आहेत का आहेत आणखी? इतकं विचार करायची काय गरज आहे हो. ही माझी हास्य डायग्राम आहे. ठीक आहे. यामध्ये हास्य डायग्राम आहे. याचा अर्थ तुम्ही एक हास्य डायग्राम कशावरून घेणार आहे? पार्शल ऑर्डर सेटवरून घेणार आहे, म्हणजे को सेटवरून घेणार आहे. तर ही काय असेल? रिफ्लेक्सिव्ह असेल, अँटीसिमेट्रिक असेल, आणखी लास्ट वन काय असेल? ट्रान्झिटिव्ह असेल. ओके. बाय रिफ्लेक्सिव्ह प्रॉपर्टी इच एलिमेंट इज रिलेटेड टू इटसेल्फ. म्हणजे माझे 4 ऑर्डर पेअर सुरुवातीला येतील 1 1 2 2 3 3 आणि 4 4. हे झालं. ह्याचं क्लिअर झालं माझं. अँटीसिमेट्रिक. अँटीसिमेट्रिकला काय पाहिजे माझं? 1 रिलेटेड असेल 2 शी आणि 2 रिलेटेड असेल 1 शी. तर काय असायला पाहिजे? 1 आणि 2 दोन्ही सेम असायला पाहिजे. 1 रिलेटेड आहे 2 शी, 2 रिलेटेड नाही आहे 1 शी, कारण 2 इज ॲट सम हायर लेवल दॅन 1. अँटीसिमेट्रिक प्रॉपर्टी कधी ट्रू होती? जर ए रिलेटेड बी असेल, बी रिलेटेड ए असेल, तर मग चेक करणार आहे आपण ए आणि बी दोन्ही इक्वल आहेत. जर हेच नसेल तर ही बघायची गरजच नाही. ठीक आहे का? ठीक आहे का? चुकीच सांगायला तुम्ही. हे जर होल्ड होत असेल तर चेक करणार नाही. काही रिलेटेड असेल बीशी तर बी रिलेटेड असतो एशी ऑलवेज.
नो सर.
मग चेक कधी करणार आहे अँटीसिमेट्रिक प्रॉपर्टी आपण? जर हे दोन्ही कंडिशन असते, ए माझा बीशी रिलेटेड पाहिजे, बी हा माझा एशी रिलेटेड पाहिजे, तर आपण चेक करू की ए आणि बी सेम आहेत का नाही. ए 1 रिलेटेड आहे 2 शी, 2 रिलेटेड आहे का 1 शी? नाही आहे, कारण 2 विल बी ॲट सम हायर लेवल दॅन द एलिमेंट 1. देर इज अन ए जॉइनिंग फ्रॉम 1 to 2 and this 2 will be some higher level than the element 1. So here there is no need to check antisymmetric property. So this will be obviously true. Now last one will be a transitive. Here 1 is related, sorry, Okay, as 1 is related to 2, then we have to take this ordered pair 1 to in our given partially ordered set. Okay, so first pair will be this one. Again, 1 is related to 2, 2 is related to 3. As given partial order relation is transitive, then 1 must be related to 3. So here we have to take this ordered pair. Again, 1 is related to 2, 2 is related to 4. Either we will take this one, or 1 is related to 3 and 3 is related to 4. Then by again transitivity, 1 and 4 are related. Therefore, 1, 4 is again our member of partial ordered set. So 1, 2, 1, 3 and 1, 4. Now, 2 is not related to 1 since 2 is at some higher level than 1. So 2, 1 is not belonging to our partially ordered set. But 2 is related to 3. So this will be an ordered pair which are belonging to our partially ordered set. Similarly, 2 is related to 3 and 3 is related to 4. Therefore, 2, 4 is also a member. So here we have to take 2, 4. Now last one. 3 is not related to 2 and 3 is not related to 1 since 3 is at some higher level than the corresponding elements 2 and 1. Therefore, it is not related to 2 and 1 in with respect to our given partial order relation. Okay, now last one. 3 is related to 4 since there is an edge joining between these two elements 3 and 4 is at some higher level than 3, then 3 and 4 must be belonging to our given partially ordered set. So this will be a set which is belonging to our partially ordered set. Now the elements are nothing but 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, this one, this one, this one, this one, 1, 3, 1, 4 and 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4 and 3. Okay, so in this way we can construct a ordered pairs, number of ordered pairs in our given Hasse diagram. That is the partially ordered set from our given Hasse diagram. Yes, कुणाल काही doubt आहे मध्ये?
No, sir.
Now, the next definition is nothing but special elements in POSIT. Special elements in partially ordered set, that is POSIT. Let capital P with the relation precede be a POSIT. Be a POSIT. An element small a, an element a in the POSIT is called a maximal element of a POSIT P if A precedes X for no X in P. For no X in P. It means there is no element X in a given POSIT which strictly succeed our element A. Okay, so such an element A is called as a maximal element. That is, no element of P strictly succeed our element A. Similarly, an element B in P is called a minimal element. If X precedes B for no X in POSIT P. Okay, so there is no element X in our given POSIT P which is strictly precedes our element B. Then such a element B is called as a minimal element. So these are nothing but the maximal and minimal element. Any element A is said to be a maximal element if A strictly precedes X for no X in P. Such a X is not possible in our given POSIT, then we say that A is a maximal element, and if X precedes B for no X in P, then we say that the corresponding element B will be a minimal element of a given poset capital P. So these are nothing but the maximal and minimal element. Now we have to see what are the greatest and least element. An element small a belonging to poset P is the greatest element of a poset P if X precedes A for all X belonging to P. Okay, so A be a greatest element if X precedes A for each X belonging to our given poset P, then A is a greatest element. That is, every element in P, every element in poset P precedes an element A. Precedes A. And the greatest element, if it exists, then it must be unique. The greatest element if it exists, then it is unique. For example, if we have taken A and A dash B any two greatest element of a poset P, let A and A dash be two greatest element. Here we have to show the uniqueness, greatest elements. Okay. Now first we will consider A as a greatest element. As A is greatest element, then A dash must precedes A. Since A dash is also a member of our given P, and as A is the greatest element, then X precedes A for all X in P. So A dash precedes A. And in second case, if we assume that A dash is the greatest element, then A dash precedes, sorry, A precedes A dash. So here A dash precedes A precedes A dash. Given partial order, given relation will be a partial order relation, then it must hold the antisymmetric property. A dash precedes A precedes A dash, which implies A and A dash must be same. Okay, so whenever there is a partial order relation and there is a greatest element, then it must be unique. Okay, now the greatest element, if it exists, if it exists, then it is comparable with all the remaining elements. Will be comparable with all elements of the set. Okay, since any element is said to be a greatest element if X precedes A for each X belonging to P, it means our given greatest element will be related to every element of the given poset. Then only we say that the corresponding element will be a greatest element. If there is no if there exists some element B and which is not related to A, then we can't say the given element A will be a greatest element, since there is no comparison in between the element B and A. So if there exists a greatest element, then it must be comparable with all the elements of a given partially ordered set. Same for the least element. Similarly, an element B in poset P is called the least element if an element B precedes X for all X in P. That is, every element in P succeeds the element B. And again, the least element is unique if it exists. The least element is unique Okay, now we will see how to find out the maximal and minimal element from a Hasse diagram. The maximal and minimal and minimal element are uh, easy to spot using a Hasse diagram. They are the top and bottom elements in the diagram. The topmost element is nothing but the maximal element, and the bottom element is nothing but the minimal element. That is, a maximal element has no connections leading up. No connections leading up. And the minimal element has no connection leading down. Okay, and a greatest element is connected to every other element by a path leading down and a list element is connected to every other element by a path leading up. Okay, since as maximal and minimal greatest and least elements are comparable with every other elements, then there is an edge joining between the greatest element and corresponding all the elements of a given poset. Either it is directly edge joining or they are connected by our transitive property. Okay, now there are some notes depending on the definition of maximal, minimal, greatest and least element. The following points are to be noted. Okay, first one is the thing. A poset may not have a maximal element. Okay, so it is possible that there is a poset which have no maximal element. If we consider a poset with set of natural numbers with a partial order relation defined on it, will be a less equal. Okay, so this will be a poset having no maximal element. Since there is no element A in set of natural number for which A precedes X for no X in set of natural number. Since here it is not possible to find out a capital A which strictly succeeds every element of given natural number. Okay, so here it is not possible to find out such a. So this will be a partial order relation on the set of natural numbers with relation is less equal and having no maximal element. Similarly, for the minimal element, if we give a set of negative integers with a partial order relation less equal, then it has a no minimal element. Now the second case will be a poset may have more than one maximal or minimal element. Okay, so it is possible that there is a poset having one or more than one maximal element. If you construct a poset with set 2, 3, 4, 6 under the relation divisibility. So here there are two maximal elements 4 and 6. Since if we find out its poset, so here will be a element 2, here will be element 3, here somewhere will be 6, and here somewhere will be 4. So by definition of maximal element, here there are two elements which have no connections leading up, which are nothing but 4 and 6, and 2 and 3 are the two minimal elements. So it is possible that there is a poset having more than one maximal and minimal element. Now the third case, maximal element may not be the greatest element. Since there is a possibility that in there is a case where maximal and greatest element will be same, but not always maximal and greatest element are same. Greatest element, since in this poset only, here there are two maximal elements 4 and 6, and there is no greatest element, since we know that if the greatest element if it exists, then it must be unique, as here there are two maximal elements 4 and 6, and there is no comparison in between these two elements 4 and 6. So this will be contrary to our definition of greatest element. So this case have no greatest element. So there is a possibility that there is a maximal element but which has no greatest element, and also there is